All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining today. This is TAM Lab 113, enabling MFA in vSphere 7. And so my name is Bill. I'm a staff TAM here at VMware, and I'm going to be leading you through the session today. So big disclaimer here. The solutions that we're addressing during the session, they're seen across a number of our customers, and they're easily accessible for these kinds of purposes. This is not an endorsement by VMware for any particular brand or product in the marketplace. You can use other solutions out there to do the same kind of things. So I just want to be very clear. We're not saying that any solution in here is the go-to. All right, so we're used to this, right? Connect VI server. I'm going to connect my my vCenter. Incorrect username or password. Natively, this set of commandlets doesn't know how to deal with MFA, right? We know MFA usually pops open a web page and prompts us to do stuff, right? And there are other integrations with other solutions like, on Linux servers where you're logging in via SSH and it happens, right? So, it's kind of funky, right? This whole scenario that we have. So I want to share, it took a little doing to figure out. It's not very well documented out there. But there's a little process that we need to go through as far as going and requesting some tokens before we can actually authenticate. So we have a script here, and there's some fantastic resources around our developer site, PowerCLI commandlets for OAuth security context, VI SAML security context, but also Project Haml. This post tied a couple concepts for me together, and it made perfect sense once I saw it. So Project Haml, fantastic job. Thank you. Gold star for the day for writing that back in October. So what we actually need to do before we log in with PowerCLI is we have to go get an OAuth security context. So it knows how to speak to ADFS and MFA and get a token. So we can see that in here with, here's some endpoints. This is, rightfully, it looks a little gnarly because it's not as simple as just saying connect VI server, right? So we have to know a little bit about our environment. We have to go create a SAML security context based off of that. And then we can pass that to connect VI server. So I'm going to go ahead real quick and grab a couple IDs to make this work. So let's go back to my application. Actually, I misspoke. I even need to do one extra thing here. I need to create a new application. This is TAM Lab PowerCLI MFA access. All right, so this client ID is what I need. I'm going to go ahead and throw that into my script. Paste. Perfect. All right, next, redirect URI. So we'll do HTTP. Per our documentation, this needs to go to localhost on HTTP and be a port that you're not using. Go ahead and add that and close. The other thing we need to do is give PowerCLI here permission to use this application. So I'm going to go back, go to Web API, client permissions, and I'm going to add this PowerCLI MFA. And I'm going to make sure that I can do both the OpenID and the all at claims. Okay. And we'll take this client ID over here and we have to put it there. All right. So again, a little on the gnarly side, but given the flow of having to go to an external authentication provider, ADFS, it does kind of make sense. You just have to think it through a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit OK here. And we're going to run this now. Documents. What was that called? There it is. So by running this, you can see it's redirecting me to a browser because it doesn't know how to handle it. I'm going to go ahead and log in. and I'm approving on my phone. Hey, PowerCLI authenticated successfully. Please continue. You can close this. In my script, I had it spit out down here, vCenter server, or sorry, vCenter connection.name, the object that it created. I can do get data center, get cluster, right? And these were objects within my vSAN or my vCenter, excuse me.